This is my 600 Super 3-in-1 polishing system, and it has a stainless steel pre-polish and a zinc final finish. So here we have a piece of topaz, so I'm just going to show you how to grind the mains on. So I'm just going to set the stone up. So I like to use a bit of sponge just to stop the drops splashing onto the surface all over the place, so it stays mostly on the lap. So the idea is it's 600, so it's a very aggressive grade, but it's a very fine grade of diamond. So we're just going to grind some mains. I'm going to go to the limbs. My eyes. Okay, so a little bit more water. Okay, the first main. That's better. Okay, so that's the 4 mains done there, and they're a perfect point. So now I'm going to go to the intermediate mains. Cut these by eye. A little more. Okay, now go back to 64. Now we're ready to cut nice 8 facets. They're nice and sharp, come to a perfect point. Now we go to the pre-polish. Perfectly aligned. It's topaz, so I've never cut topaz on stainless steel before, so I don't know what it's going to do. That's working perfect. Just going to lower it down a little. Just going to speed it up a little. So that's 8,000 on stainless steel. Go to the opposite. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I didn't think it was going to do topaz this good. Jeez. New topaz lap, everybody. Perfect. Now do the intermediates. A bit more on that one. It's very fast. I'm just going to wipe a little of the old polish off, put some fresh on. So it's just a little bit of polish on the leather. Burn it in nice and strong. Give it a really good press. And that just gets it right into the polish. into the pores of the lap. Now I've used a knurling tool, just a little knurling tool, and you just hold that there at the right angle and bring it across, and that will put the dents in. And you can do that with stainless steel. It's an amazing lap. Oh, hold the horses, gee, it goes fast when you add new polish. Okay, I'm just going around, have a good look to see if anything needs doing. I'm going to do that first one a bit more. A little bit of point material that didn't make it. This is actually moving the facet a lot. Yeah, they've got it. Yeah. Okay, so that's your pre-polish on topaz. It's a very clean polish for topaz. It's sort of what I'd expect from a zinc lap. Now I'm going to go to a final finish in the centre. So we use 100,000. Once again, you apply it a little bit with your leather. Burn it nicely into the surface. Cover all of the lap. I use the edge of the leather too. Give it a good burn in. Nice even coverage. And I like to polish where the polish finishes just in front, so you've got a clean sweep across that section. Tune your polish. So I notice it needs a bit more that way, so I'm just going to move it left and lift it up. I'm going to release the stock. This gives me flexibility. Still a bit more that way. Also going to increase the speed. I'm going to wipe a little bit of the diamond off. Bit of pressure, bit of movement. Yeah, perfect. Go to the opposite. Once you've tuned one, you've tuned 8. Yep, perfect. 16. Perfect. 48. Perfect. Now do the betweens. Zinc is very aggressive, so it'll move your facets and will remove that pre-polish. Now I like my pre-polish a little silky so you can see where it hasn't polished when you're on your final finish. So don't try and be a perfectionist on your pre-polish. You want it a little bit dirty. Slowing down, so I'll just apply a little bit. I didn't dip any more in the leather. You just want a little bit more diamond. Ah, perfect. That's what I want. Yeah. Nice one. So I like a firm pressure and lots of rapid movement. I suppose that's the style of cutting. You can adapt it to your own style of cutting. A few marks on that facet. Give it another go. Yeah. Anything that's not right, just get with your final look. There's a few marks on this facet, just give it a little bit more of a rub. That's it, perfect. 100,000 finished mains. Okay, now we're going to do the girdle facets. Now, I'm not going to make an angle change, I'm just going to wind it down. I'm going to go to the stainless steel. And I'm just going to polish these facets on. Stainless steel is aggressive enough. I go one and then go to the opposite side. Polishing on beautifully. So it's even polishing facets on a topaz instead of grinding them. And this is about a 10mm stone, maybe closer to 11. And it's fully doing the girdle facets just by polishing. So I didn't even have to slow down or stop, go back to the grinder, but you can. Okay, they're 99% in place. So now we go across to 100,000. That's finished. A bit more. Tighten it up on the left side. And there's two girdle facets that have just been polished on without the need of grinding. But if you want to grind them just to start them, you just go around, do a little. This is where jam peg would come in handy. Just start them. So just grind them quickly in, leave them very open at the bottom. Polish. Finish. Yep. Pre-polish. Finish. Pre-polish. Finish. The 100,000 tends to move facets, so we need to top it up now and then. Go back to the pre-polish for a second. Pre-polish. polish. Re-polish. 5. Fine finish. Re-polish. Fine finish. Re-polish. It's getting a little bit dry. Put a little bit more on. That's impressive, just needs a bit more shape. Oh yeah. There's a little on this. So I can go backwards and forwards between grades, towards your white between. There we go, that feels better. You get a feel for the lap, the way that it feels when you're polishing. Wipe a bit off. Whoa! Just slide over shoot. Seeing at the top, so I can go back to the previous one. This one 100,000, lift that up. Yeah, fixed. That stainless steel is very aggressive. I've never used it on topaz. I didn't know it was so aggressive on topaz. I designed it as a sapphire wood. Okay. So I can see where the tip isn't quite polished. Now it is. So that's the beauty of having the slightly smutty pre-polish, is that it definitely shows up when you're not finished polishing with the 100,000, which is good. It's what you want. Coming up on the last two now. This one I want to polish a bit more at the top. There we go. Just wanted to polish a little lower. That's it. You can hear the tone of the wheel when you're not quite in place. You've got to listen to your wheel. Perfect. Perfect. Just at the top. Okay, and that's pretty well it. So that's the full pavilion done in probably under 15 minutes. There we go, that's the fast cutting system.